She thinks you died.
Are you still a hypochondriac?
Yeah, if I get a little bit sick, if I have a cough and it doesn't go away after a couple nights of NyQuil, I get a little worried about it.
You get a little worried. I'm a bit of a hypochondriac too, by the way. What you just described, well, I've had the same thing.
When you watch TV shows, do you draw
It wasn't a TV show, but I went to the internet. Don't go to the internet.
Oh.
Yeah, those web places where they...
Everything, first off, everything on the internet is cancer. Everything. It doesn't matter what you look up. Hangnail could be caused by cancer.
My eyebrow shape's funny. You've got cancer.
You know what's funny is I find everything that I go to leads to a heart attack.
Oh, well, you must.
So maybe you're looking for.
I want your sites actually. I'd prefer that.
I end up with a heart attack, and I end up going to the hospital because it's like, oh, this is a heart attack, and they rule that out pretty quickly. And
so, how do you get over hypochondria? Are you over it?
No, I think it's something that's with you, isn't it? I mean, isn't it the same thing?
I'm doing better. What I finally decided is, you know what? I guess all I can do is just eat that apple, do the best I can, and not think about it.
Great. So finally, as soon as you'll get over your hypochondria problem, you will have an actual problem that needs attention.
And if I have it, oh no, that can't be that. Yeah, I know. I probably swing all the way to the other side,
going to a doctor.
to total denial. But yeah, and if something bugs you, you go see a doctor. And like I still like if there's a skin thing or something, I have a great doctor now that will accept a photo by email. So I know. Do you ever do this? Take a picture of a skin thing and send it to the doctor?
Because he also works at Panera
It's
Bread
a she.
part-time?
No.
Walmart.
It's a she.
Walmart.
You do a selfie of all your bruises.
Infected.com.
And you send it in and you get an email answer back within a day.
Really?
Yeah, it's
The
fantastic.
whole day to answer an email.
And it's always nothing.
Do they bill you?
Yes, actually.
Do you just take a
Yeah.
picture of a
No,
dollar and
it's
send them
free.
that?
Yeah.
I was going to say,
Take
is
a
this
picture
at
of a buck.
healthcare.gov?
No, it's not some website. They don't send it to the Philippines or Brazil, where a trained doctor will look at it and say, "Why, yes, you need a prescription for Oxycontin." That's the other thing. A lot of people order drugs on the internet too.
Yeah.
The internet's it's
Isn't
not
that
a reliable
amazing when
place.
you stop doing drugs and you go, wow, it's so easy now?
Like legal?
Yeah.
How hard is it for me now that pot is recreation?
Yeah.
And I can't touch it.
Pot was never a big thing for me. I smoked pot every day, all day, every day for about a year and a half, and then I discovered Coke.
But,
And then it was took press for it.
Yeah. And then the party was on.
Now, let me ask what you're up to now. You're playing the Pantasias. You had a big show coming up at the Pantasias. You're doing stand-up. You're one of these multi-guys. You act, and so I assume tell me what roles you're up for, but also you do voice work.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of voice work with, and I just got a call from them 2 weeks ago. I've been doing voices for Family Guy, American Dad, The Cleveland Show. They'll have me come in.
There's a news story about Family Guy today.
Oh, really? What's the story?
Voice cast of Family Guy scores big new contracts. Some of them are pulling down.
Look at that smile.
Why do you hear this?
Where do you hear this? Because either you're part of this group or you're going to get mad. You know how when you find out someone you work with gets a big raise?
Yeah.
Alex Borstein, who plays Lois.
Yeah.
Seth Green and Mila Kunis.
Yep.
Those are the Griffins, yeah.
Who voice Chris and Meg, respectively, and Mike Henry, who plays Cleveland,
Mike's guy I work with most of the time.
will reportedly pull down between...
Oh, boy.
Let him guess. Want to let him guess?
How much per episode?
Per episode, I'm going to guess it's over $500,000 per episode.
No. Oh, no. It's 175 to 225.
You know what? They were surprisingly low on
That's
the
low.
scale. Yeah.
How much do you get?
I get. It's funny. My first.
You're not going to answer that.
I'll
are
tell
you?
you. I'll tell you.
You will
I'll
tell
tell you
All right.
exactly.
Right after
how
the
much
break,
money I got per
Craig Gass
episode.
will tell us how close to $225,000 he
Does
gets
he do
for
it
every
for
single
fees?
episode.
And the show at the Pantages, I'm also going to tell you, there's a great Seattle Seahawk that's going to do stand-up comedy for the first time with me at the Pantages on January 18th.
The battle with New Orleans.
It is crazy. I have been a diehard Seahawks fan for 20 years, so much so that I book all my shows around the country, around the Seahawks and
You
Mariners.
were just in Atlanta, weren't you?
Yeah, I was at the game in Atlanta, and the Seahawks. There's some people in the Seahawks organization who are really cool to me, And I try not to abuse this privilege. About once a year, I'll go to a game, and they'll give me a job at the game, which is I'm the
A paid job?
No, it's not a paid job. I'm the team photographer's assistant, and it allows me to be on the field. And all I do is I just tell this guy dirty jokes for 3 hours, holding his cameras, and he goes, "Oh, that's ridiculous. Here, give me that camera. Here you go." And it's fun, and I get to be on the field. I can hear them hit. You can hear all the action, and it's awesome too. And it's crazy because outside of the Pacific Northwest, you never see Seahawks anything. And I would proudly wear my Seahawks jersey, especially after huge losses. I remember being in Seattle when the Giants beat us like 63-14. Remember that game? A few years ago. And I was on a flight to JFK that afternoon and landed at JFK, and people were looking at me. I'm wearing a Seahawks jersey, like, didn't they? And I go, yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did.
I don't care. I'm a fan. I support my team. But there's a lot of Seahawks stuff out there.
All right, now you have a Seahawk is going to be at your Pantasia show.
Yes.
Is it an active roster Seahawk?
It is someone who just walked away from football.
No.
I know who that is.
John Moffitt is going to do stand-up comedy for the first time. John Moffitt.
Wait a minute. I thought he didn't want to be Seahawk because he was getting killed, and Eddie's going to go up and stand on a comedy stage.
Where he will die.
I saw this guy on Real Rob Reports, and like everybody else, fell in love with this guy because on camera, anyone, athlete or not, feels kind of nervous when they get put on the spot. Like, hey, say something funny. All right, what do you want me to say? And then every time, John Moffitt would go, hey, is this for your thing? Hey, let me ask you a question. Do you believe in UFOs? He would just jump right into conversations. He was fascinating. He had a personality.
So he's opening for you at the Pantasia.
Yeah, I said, I have an idea. I think you're very funny, and I don't know if you'd be interested, but I'm doing a show at the Pantages. Would you be interested? And he goes, I'll do it. Before I even finish it, he goes, I'll do it. Yeah, it sounds like fun. Let's, I said, I'll work with you on what you're going to do. Yeah, let's do it.
Just don't hit me in the head.
Just don't hit me in there.
Yeah. So at the Pantages Theater on Saturday, January 18th, which is the night before, and I don't want to say what, but it's a big day in football.
Right.
And so I
might be here in town.
I might be here in town, and I scheduled this show months ago thinking that would be an important date, and it looks like that date is still going to be an important date.
All right. Your Family Guy work, I'm assuming you're making bank. Maybe not bank like the stars who get $175,000 to $225,000 per episode, but you did say before the break you would tell us. And it's not our business, but...
It's a funny story because Linda LaMontagne, the casting director for the show, called me up and offered me the gig and said, would you be interested in working on Family Guy and American Dad and The Cleveland Show? And I said, yes. Can you be in L.A.? Yes. Can you be there on Thursday? Yes. And I just said yes to everything. I hung up the phone. The day before I flew to L.A., I'm telling a comedian friend about it, and he goes, wow, what are they paying you? And I go, I have no idea.
Didn't think to ask.
I agreed to everything.
Yeah.
And then I called Linda and I said, Linda, hey, it's Craig. And she goes, are you okay for tomorrow? And I said, oh, no, I'm going to be there. This is really embarrassing. I never asked you, how much am I getting paid for tomorrow? And she goes, hang on. And I hear her shuffling through some papers. And she goes, Craig Gass. Craig, you are getting scale plus 10. And I go, okay, so I'm getting scale plus 10. She goes, yeah, you're getting scale plus 10. So do you have any questions? I go, yes, what's scale plus 10?
What does that mean?
What is that?
I don't know.
I don't know what that means.
And she said, scale, like after scale, that's $780 plus 10%, which is $78. So you're going to get paid $858 to do the episode. And I said, okay,
That sounds great.
I would have been happy to pay them for it. I get $858 every time I do an episode of Family Guy or American Dad or The Cleveland Show. My royalty checks, residual checks.
And that's union as well.
Yeah, it's union as well. My first residual check for a quarter was $1,500 for one episode. So I got paid more on my residual. I don't know.
There's more No, there's fascinating stuff. Well, you know what? People don't know. People read that stars make what they make.
Yeah.
So you're making a little less than $175,000 per episode. But there is a minimum scale, which is still, as it should be, much more than you'd make to hold photography equipment for somebody.
Yeah.
And it still sounds cool. But you love doing it so much, you don't care.
I would pay, like when I worked with you guys, I would pay to work with you guys. I was such a fan. And the same thing with Family Guy. I would pay to work with them.
But-
and that's number one. And number two, keep in mind, the recording session was 3 minutes.
Right.
Don't
So-
tell people that.
Do what you did in the recording session.
The
You remember
recording session was
Do you remember
very
your lines?
quick. Yes. It was Seth MacFarlane and I were together, and I ended up embarrassing myself, but Seth said one line he kept doing as Peter Griffin, where he kept saying, "This is crazier than when Al Pacino was a slumlord laundromat tenant." And then they cut to me as Al Pacino in the middle of a bunch of broken down washers and dryers going, "You're out of order. And you're out of order. And you're all out of order." And I did that 3 times, and Seth was looking at me, and he goes, "All right, man, I think we're good." And I looked at him, thinking that we were going to be friends now because we're working together. And I said, "Hey, so do you want to hang out at all?" And he goes, "Hang out?" And I go, "I don't know, you want to grab a coffee or something?" And he goes, "No, I got to work." And I go, "All right, do you want me to leave?" And he goes, "Yeah, get the hell out of here." And I go, "I'm sorry.
Go away.
I'm sorry. I got my stuff."
You're such a fan. You know what's interesting is that how many years have you been doing this though?
Well, now that's 4 or 5 years. And every time I come in, it's always Mike Henry waiting for me, the guy who does
Yeah.
Cleveland and the creepy old guy. And I go, "Hey, Mike, where's Seth at?" And he goes, "Don't worry about Seth. Come on. We're gonna
Wait a minute.
we're going in. I never see Seth.
Seth has made some points to be out to lunch with somebody every time
We
you
have
come
5
around.
minutes to Craig Gass.
Wait a
5
minute.
minutes to Craig Gass.
But wait a minute.
5 minutes. Leave the building. 5 minutes to Craig Gass.
Wait a minute,
3 minutes.
Craig Gass. By now, you should. I mean, I love that you're. But it's sweet that you're not envious. You're not jealous. You don't hear 200 grand. The guy standing next to you, and his Al Pacino sucks. You know that. You have real skills, real talent. You're not jealous of him, and you don't look up Julie Kavner
No.
on Celebrity Net Worth. You know what she's worth?
Oh my God.
Marge.
From The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Well, has it 25 years now for them?
But how you know how much? I mean, there's a part of you that should. Do you have somebody that says,
Yeah.
that gets you more money because
Yes.
you're too sweet.
Well, like I know my value now in stand-up comedy. And stand-up, I've been paying my mom's bills for 13 years now.
Yeah, you're making okay.
And I know my value in stand-up comedy.
But the voice work, that should be big money.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where you have to, just like in stand-up comedy, you have to build a body of work first, and
Okay.
then you can start.
You're paying your
committing.
dues.
Yeah, I'm paying my dues. And
Julie Kavner paid her dues. What's she worth?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, well, remember, comparison is the root of all discontent.
Yeah.
Okay, now keep in mind.
Tonight on Fox.
And
the
that's
root of all
why
discontent.
that's why I pour gasoline on it and light a match.
Yeah.
But go ahead. How about
All right, she is worth $55 million.
No.
She
Yeah.
gets $300,000 an episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You could buy the Pantages Theater and just play there anytime you want.
Just rename it the Craig Gass
it'd be,
Theater.
it'd be just a little bit.
Well, like, all right, for example, in my stand-up career, I got offered a gig a few weeks ago to perform with Kiss.
Now,
And
you did the Kiss cruise, right?
the Kiss cruise is a cruise where fans of Kiss pay a few $1,000s to be on a boat with Kiss to cruising to the Bahamas. And the band interacts with their fans. Paul Stanley actually hosted a belly flop contest.
Wow. Wait a minute. Do they play?
They play. And
Okay.
I go out and make fun of them every night before they come out on stage.
And they don't mind that.
They asked, I remember their manager's name is Doc McGee, and he said, would you be interested in doing this? And I said, what do you want me to do? And he said, well, let me ask you a question, Craig. Are you capable of doing at least 30 minutes of jokes about Kiss? And I went, that's...
I could cut it to 30. You're right. We have a Paul Stanley belly flap contest where we throw Paul Stanley solo records into the pool. Flop. Flop.
You know what?
That's good. Is that his? Did you steal that?
No,
or is
I
that
wrote
you
that.
just
I
give
just
him
made
some
that
more?
up.
Yeah.
I come to Spike and I'll go, hey, Spike, I'm doing the Kiss cruise, or hey, Spike, I'm doing a roast. What would be a good line for this? And he'll give me 10. And I'll go, well, yeah, that's really good. Thank you,
And I make
Spike.
squat plus 10.
Yeah.
When I work with
Squat
It's
plus
really
10.
cool, yeah.
Yeah, but I actually got in trouble on the Kiss cruise because of
Let me guess. You made fun of the guy with the big tongue, and he's very sensitive.
well, I've been making fun of him for a long time, but what I was told is that the band, and this is straight from Doc McGee's mouth, he said, let me tell you something, Craig, don't tell anybody this, but the band loves when anyone makes fun of Gene.
Yeah.
And I said, really?
Yeah.
So I go on the cruise. There's
I can't even say his name, by the way, by court order.
You're
by
right.
quarter. You get,
Only for 7 more years. And then
7
we're
more
good.
years.
Yeah.
there's a really upbeat, peppy girl who does morning announcements on the ship. Good morning, Kiss Cruisers. It's another great day for rock and roll, and we got lots of great activities. Don't forget, the Belly Flop contest is going on, hosted by Paul Stanley and Boa, and she asked me, would you like to do a fun announcement? I said, I got a great idea. And I didn't tell her what it was. I just said, it'll be funny. It'll be funny. And so she makes her announcements. And also, we have a couple of special guests here. Say hello, guys. It's Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons.
Hey, guys, this is Paul Stanley, and this is Gene Simmons from Kiss. Now, I have a very important announcement. I need your attention, okay? We have a problem on the ship. It seems, and do not panic, it seems that we've hit an iceberg.